My teacher refused to lock down. During a real school shooting, even blocked the light switch while gunshots got closer. When I begged her to let us hide, she said, "Sit down or you're expelled." I just stared at her. That was 1 year ago. Last week, she was led out of her apartment in handcuffs. I was in Ms. Brown's AP history class when the lockdown announcement crackled over the PA. Lockdown, lockdown, this is not a drill. We'd done this drill 100 times since kindergarten. Lights off, hide in the corner, stay quiet. Simple. Everyone started moving automatically, but Ms. Brown stepped in front of us with that look she gets when someone questions her authority. "Get back to your desks, now." Her voice had that edge that meant business. I didn't approve any lockdown drill today. I raised my hand out of habit. "But Ms. Brown, we're supposed to. The only procedures you follow are mine. Sit down, or you're all getting zeros on your presentations." Then she launched into her whole "I've been teaching for 25 years" speech. The one about respect and how her generation didn't need constant hand-holding. Here's the thing about Ms. Brown. She was one of those teachers who was super strict about weird stuff, but lazy about actual teaching. She'd mark you absent for being 30 seconds late, but give everyone A's on essays she obviously hadn't read. I once turned in a paper with a whole paragraph about SpongeBob in the middle just to test it. Got a 98. So most of us sat back down. Nobody wanted to risk their GPA over what was probably just another drill. But then the announcement repeated. "Code red. This is a code red. All staff and students follow lockdown procedures immediately." That never happens in drills. They announce it once and that's it. My stomach started doing this weird flip thing. The same feeling I get before a big test I didn't study for, except worse. I kept glancing at the door. The hallway was still bright, fluorescent lights blazing. In drills, teachers always turn off their lights immediately. Then I heard it. Pop, 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 like firecrackers. But not. Everyone's phones started buzzing at once. I pulled mine out under my desk. My boyfriend Tyler was in chemistry 2 halls over. His text made my blood freeze. Hiding in supply closet. "Someone has a gum. Where are you?" More texts flooding in. Behind filing cabinet in main office. Under Mr. Garcia's desk. I showed Ms. Brown my phone. My boyfriend says there's someone with a "I see what's happening here. You think you can stage some elaborate prank to get me in trouble? Get me fired?" The popping sounds were getting louder. Closer. Someone screamed in the hallway. Not a fun scream. Not a playing around scream. "That's probably drama class practicing," Ms. Brown said. But even she didn't sound sure anymore. I could see Mr. Peterson's class across the hall. Lights off. No movement. Just darkness where 20 kids should have been. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely type. "Henderson won't let us hide. Still at desks." Tyler. "What? Get to safety now." Ben tried next. Sweet Ben who never argued with anyone. "Ms. Brown, please. This feels real." "Feelings aren't facts, Ben. Sit down." More running in the hallway. Lots of feet. All going the same direction. Away from something. Or someone. The PA crackled again but cut off mid-word. That's when we heard the shots. Not pops anymore. Bang, bang, bang. Like someone slamming a metal door. But sharper. Louder. Real. I stood up. "We need to hide now. Sit down or you're expelled." Ms. Brown moved to block the light switch. "I will not lose my job because you children want to play games." Something in me snapped. "I don't care." I sprinted for the lights. That's when everyone lost it. Half the class rushed to the safe corner. The other half froze at their desks, torn between a lifetime of following rules and that primal voice screaming danger. Ms. Brown grabbed at my arm as I passed, but I yanked away. She was yelling about disrespect and consequences. "You're all being hysterical. This paranoia is exactly what social media has done to you. Manufactured fear." But we weren't listening anymore. Desks scraped across linoleum as we barricaded the door. Someone was crying. Someone else was praying. The kids who'd frozen finally scrambled over, cramming into our corner. 23 teenagers trying to become invisible. Everyone except Ms. Brown. She stood at her desk, arms crossed, fury radiating off her. The doorknob rattled. Everyone stopped breathing. The handle turned. Locked. Thank God, locked. A shadow passed under the door. Paused. We could hear breathing on the other side. Or maybe that was just my heart pounding in my ears. Footsteps. Moving on. Those were the longest 10 seconds of my life. The SWAT team found us 40 minutes later. Ms. Brown was still babbling about how we'd overreacted